And here comes the first pitch. That's outside, ball one. All right. In honor of my dad, Dave Jackson, we're going to read Casey at the bat here. Coming up on 137 years deep since it was first published in 1888. The pitch, that's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but 1 inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. The 2-0 pitch. That's bounced down the first base side to his left, picked up by Dickey, runs it over to the bag, calling off his pitcher, and there's the first out. So now Peyton Green. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought if only Casey could get but a whack at that, they'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. The pitch home. That's in there, strike one. And the former was a Lulu, and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey's getting to the bat. The pitch, that's outside, ball one. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, he tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, the pitch home. This is on the ground, weakly hit towards short. Charging Corona Grauer, sweeps it up, throws on the run. It's in time, 2 down. There was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hug in third. Then from 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It knocked upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. This is Garrett Forrester advancing to the bat. 2 outs, 5-2 Nuts lead, top 8 under the setting sun. The pitch, that's up high, ball one. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. Pitch home. That's in there, strike one. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. The pitch home. That's down low. 2-1 on Forrester. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. The pitch. That's launched down the right field side, twisting foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now the leather-covered spear came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. Pontes is 2-2. Flied back foul. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, his pitch is fouled out of play. Great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the spheroid flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, strike two. Fraud, cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered, fraud. Pontes is 2-2. Breaking ball just hangs up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, tapped at the plate. We go on. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. The pitch. That is down low, just outside, ball 4. And so Forrester reaches, and we will give you the conclusion of this poem. Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright, the band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout, but there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Here comes Michael Schneider. Pitch home. And that's up high, ball one. Ernest Lawrence Thayer. He first published Casey at the Bat June 3rd, 1888 in the San Francisco Examiner. The pitch, that's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. It is the best baseball poem, and now 137 years deep. On Tuesday, one of the best. It was printed under the name Finn, based on his college nickname, Finney. And so a strikeout for Casey in that game, but right now, well, the Lugnuts, they lead 5-2 in the top of the 8th. Remember listening to that poem over and over growing up and going, the same thing that Casey Yamauchi thought. When does he get a hit? When does he deliver? When does the ending change? 2-1. That's in there. Strike 2. That's like when you watch Lion King and you're like, no, when does Mufasa not pass away? We like happy endings, but there's a story there. And the story is baseball is hard. Baseball is a game of failure. And so many times humans fail in their lives. And not every ending is happy. 2-2 pitch. That's in there, called strike 3. But that ending right there, it is happy. There was no joy in Beloit's dugout here in this 8th inning. Mighty Michael Schneider has struck out. Dad, I love you. Let's head to the bottom of the 8th. Lansing leads 5-2.